Hey, welcome to my channel. I have a source of cheap and plentiful focal points. Want to know my secret? Let me show you. Here's a couple examples where I have a nice large image of a bird that is serving as the focal point of a journal, as a journal topper. Here's another example. And these guys are actually coming from an Audubon 365 page a day calendar. So I find that these are a great source of images that are pretty large and tend to have a focal point kind of appeal based on the kind of images that are put on here. And they tend to be reasonably priced because you get 365 images if you choose the right one. And I usually get the cheapest one of the theme I'm looking for a year that's out of date. So for example, this one is from 2019, and I can assure you I did not buy it in 2019. So lots of great images in here that could be used. You'll have to trim off the edge, generally speaking, to remove the red tag and the out of date, but lots of potential here with all sorts of images. There's a couple cons to this approach. There's a little bit of shininess, as you can see here. I would say it's semi-gloss or semi-matte. It's not glossy, but there is a touch of shine there. And the paper tends to be really thin so that you can get 365 sheets onto your desk. Let me show you a couple other examples of calendars that I've been using. Here's one that I've gotten early on. John Sloan's Country Seasons. So you've got a lot of these images from this particular artist. Generally pastoral scenes. Also comes with, a nice quote that you could use in your work if you're interested in that kind of thing. And as you can see, it follows the seasons, and I've really taken this apart. So a variety of different kinds of images that you could use if you're looking for a pastoral kind of scenery. So that was probably the first one that I picked up. Here's another one that I think really fits our aesthetic here. The artist Marjolaine Bastin. This one has, Edith Holden style kinds of images with a nature theme, lots of different birds, fruits, all sorts of different images that have been collected that could be used in our work. This particular calendar, this particular year, I believe Sunset Maple Studio has done a really good job of going and creating ephemera for every single one of these days. Really appreciate all of the different ideas that she brought forward using this as an opportunity to create ephemera using these images. So you could potentially use them, putting them further into the background or bringing them forward as the focal point. But this is a great one to look for. And here's one that I've gotten recently. This is another benefit of using these 365 page days. You could choose a calendar to actually use for the year. So this one is 2026. I really wanted a calendar that I could be using once I'm done, or at least done with the page of the day. And I really like Impressionism, Post-Impressionism. So this really has, a good place on my desk. And I have been really enjoying the artwork out of here. So lots of, famous artists of the Impressionism era, Renoir, Degas, Cézanne, Monet. I do have to be a little careful in sharing these images because Gauguin is in here and he tends to have people that are oddly colored and don't have a lot of clothes on. So be warned about that. But otherwise, there's lots of great images in here that could be used in our work. Now, I've also dabbled a little bit in looking at planners. I don't know if these have been a particularly good deal for me, but I think I discovered this artist from having gotten this planner. And then after seeing her work in here, I turned to the 365 calendars to get more of the images that are in here. So cute little things. Then you've got large full page ones here that could be used in our, ephemera, parts of collages, etc. So lots of great pieces in here. And lots of extra detail with all of the writing in here that gives a little more context to the images that are being shared here. So I think this is a great one to look for, but I'm not sure if the price is there. You do get, at least 52 images here, right? So there's potential here, but you'll have to have a look and see if the price is right for you. I also have the Sierra Club one. I've used quite a number of the pages from here. So, we've got some of the weeks left. But there's a lot of inspiration here that one could get for use in our journals or to inspire the beginning of a journal. I got to share the back here. I just love this guy. Just love that bird. All right, so one more I wanted to share with you. I've lost the cover to this, but this is, a word a day kind of calendar. I think there is some potential in using some of these words, but it's been hard to, I haven't gone through every single word to try to figure out, which ones could fit. So there may be some potential here. The paper is kind of, it's got like a off-white grayish, like not quite newsprint, but newsprint-y feel to it. So there might be something here that could be done, but I haven't had a lot of luck with this one. Now, let me show you something that I've been working on recently and give you some additional examples of what I've been doing. So I've been working on this junk journal on the theme of Cézanne, specifically looking at still lifes. And I was inspired by some of the pages out of this bound magazine that I've been working with. And let me show you where these images have been showing up. So here's an example of the pastoral scene one, where I cut out the image, backed it on a bit of wallpaper, and then put that on my page there. So it's just serving as a page decoration. Then we have, let's see, here's a Marjolaine Bastin, where I am just breaking up the page, the book page that I'm using, adding this image. And I just went around with it with a little bit of colored pencil to give it a bit of a frame. All right, and here is an example of a time card that I turned into a journaling spot with a Marjolaine Bastin image down here. So I think that in this journal, I maybe 2/3 of the way done, 80% done with this journal, and it could still take some more journaling spots and such kinds of ephemera. So we can make one of those right now. I went ahead and selected this Cézanne image from the Impressionism calendar, which I think kind of fits the cover and this is the centerpiece of the journal that is kind of, you know, tying it all together. So I thought that this one really fit these kinds of colors and that kind of subject matter. So got a couple of these 4x6 cardstock pieces. This is just kind of a heavy printer paper that's been tea-dyed. I'm thinking maybe this one would be a good fit here. And I don't really, for the purposes of this particular journal, the emphasis is on the artwork, so I don't really want to cover up the art. And I want that to take center stage. And I usually like, where I can, taking the description like you would see at a museum and adding that to my pieces so that, you know, the person who's using the journal knows what they're looking at. So I might, you know, manage to cut that out and put that there perhaps. So with that intention in mind, let's glue this down and get that together. So I use basically, this is an old catalog that I got in the mail that I'm just using as a glue page. And we can just, as I said, one of the challenges with this kind of material is that the paper is really thin. So I have definitely, unfortunately, torn the images occasionally when I'm just trying to glue it on to something. So that is something to be cautious of. So we can semi-center that. Give that a bit of a press. And maybe I will give this a quick cutout so that we can get that on there. I'm thinking to give it a little contrast, I might use a bit of ink. So maybe Chipped Sapphire would fit this theme a little bit. And I'm just going to go quickly around this. Oh, might have gone a little too much. Oh well. I definitely wanted it to stand out a little bit. Didn't really want to pull out the paddle brush or anything like that, just for this particular look here. And yeah, I might have gone a little too far on that corner, but I'm not minding a whole lot how it's looking. So we're gonna give that a quick glue on. And I'm thinking that maybe a little tag, a label or something like that could be used here. Let's see. I've got a couple printouts that I've cut out. Let's see if any of them might fit the bill. I'm thinking that's a nice shape, but I don't know if the color really works out here. I'm thinking that it needs to be closer to the white or perhaps further away from the white. This looks possibly a little too symmetrical. Maybe this one is the ticket. Haha. Pun was not intended. Okay, let's glue this down real quick. I think I got this one from one of Seven Plaza's freebies, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. That's my guess. So we'll give this a little glue on. Gives you a little spot to write. And since this cardstock is light in color, you could write on the back as well. And I think that given the way my my pockets tend to be pretty large and deep in this particular journal. Perhaps I want some sort of whale tail or some other tab on there. So here's a bunch of them that I've previously punched out, or I think these were all punches. So I'm wondering if this one might be a little too cool shaded, seeing that there's so much green here. This green seems a little light. You know, this one might actually fit matching this, or maybe this one. Yeah, let's go with this one. So I like having them a little, I'm not entirely sure which pocket it's going to go into. So I got to decide if it's going to be, I generally have it as kind of a top or a bottom kind of thing. So maybe it'll make more sense over here. I don't know if that made any sense at all, but that's what I'm thinking. So we'll just quickly glue on this tab, and I will have it ready to join this journal. I think it will be right at home within this journal that I'm working on. Just need to make sure that the glue holds and is able to keep together beyond the tendency of this paper to unfold. So maybe I'll just stick it in here, let it compress and dry. So I think that's all that I have today. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a look and find your own kinds of 365 calendars that fit your style, that you can both enjoy on a daily basis and be able to use in your junk journals. Bye.